Welcome to the day 20 of our Boost Your Power Challenge. Congratulations for making it up to that point. And we could not really end this 21-day challenge without talking about love. Because romantic love is so much part of our lives. This video will be especially directed to heterosexual women, but if you're into a same-sex relationship or bisexual, feel free to comment on the video and tell us if this still resonates with you. Being a feminist at home, at work, in our political life is already challenging. But for me, I consider that being a feminist in my personal love relationships is the most difficult. First, because I haven't had a very healthy idea about love. I never saw a very balanced role model in my family, for example. Many of us, many women have grown up in families where our dads were not very present, would it be physically or emotionally. They were not taking care of our needs. They were absent, working, traveling. They were sometimes angry and even violent or unfaithful and ready to go anytime. And on the other side, we saw moms that were really depressed and sad about the situation, constantly asking for respect and struggling to find a balance in the relationship. As little girls, we've tried to find a way to cope with the situation, sometimes raising up as a savior at 6 or 8 years old and trying to balance the needs of everybody, or making us small, or being the good girl so that nobody would notice, or the opposite, being very angry and fighting all the time. But in any case, we don't have a very positive image of what romantic love can be. And yet, when we grow up, it's not really a mystery that we still seek this kind of avoidant, emotionally unstable and uncommitted men that remind us so much of what we've seen at home. And we're trying to fix what we haven't tried to fix or managed to fix when we were little girls. We coach, we advise, we love, and we think with this fantastic power of love, we're going to transform somebody and everything will be all right, like in the fairy tales. Well, guess what? It doesn't work. And it's a tremendous amount of pain. And this behavior in which we engage is also reinforced by the idea of romantic love that is fed to us by all the fairy tales, but also the romantic comedies or the books that we see around us, right? We have been raised in a culture that is teaching men that they have to be independent, they have to be strong, and they have to care for themselves first. And teaching girls that we have to bond and relate, and love is everything. It's the solution to all our problems. So no wonder that when we grow up, we feel this inequality in our emotional life. We've taught boys to disconnect from their emotion. We've taught boys to actually be independent, and we've taught girls to care about others even more than they care about themselves. This imbalance is also present in the economic situation. In many countries still, it's an economic reality that a woman has to get married to actually survive. Would it be because she is not currently able to work, or because the shame would be too strong in the culture to be single after a certain age? There is also the biological clock that is limiting us and our fertility window to find a partner. And then we've got scandals around us showing that, for example, Tinder has been accused recently to have a sexist algorithm and to be matching younger and less educated women to older and more educated and rich men to have better chances of matching. So yes, the romantic world is definitely not a balanced one. And this is a cause of tremendous pain because for many women, we have to choose between our freedom or independence and being loved, when love is actually a common emotion and a universal need. Shulamit Firestone, in her book, The Dialectic of Sex, is even more radical. She says that love is actually the pivot for women's oppression. It's what has been keeping women subordinate for all this time. Why? Because this dedication that we're having to make our relationship work in an unbalanced work is sucking our energy and our power. Imagine, instead of thinking how to make the relationship work or to keep the guy that really doesn't want to be kept, if we would dedicate this energy to create, to have fun, to rest, or to change the world, it would be such a different place. Shulamit Firestone, she also says that the creativity that men have, the work that they're doing, is actually feeding on our love. As women, we give so much emotional support so that men can go out there and create, write, paint, talk, and develop their careers based on all the emotional support that we provide. And it's terribly unfair, because we are very few women out there who benefit from the same kind of emotional support that would definitely help us to strive even more and to shine even more. So what can we do? There is no magical solution. The first thing is to actually preserve our energy and our power. If you feel that you're in a toxic relationship, in an unbalanced relationship, talk about it with your sisters. Talk about it with your friends. It's not easy to change the pattern. It's not easy to get out of what we've seen and repeated so much in our families, in our childhood. It's not easy to live even today with the stigma of divorce or separation that is still blamed on women today. But yet, try to preserve your energy and distance yourself as much as you can and support yourself with other women in this struggle. Then, of course, I'm going to talk about self-love. It's still very difficult for me to understand the concept of self-love. Sometimes it's very theoretical. But Audre Lorde says that self-love is actually not self-indulgence, it's self-preservation. It's the first act of political warfare. So the idea is really to see how we can protect ourselves, love ourselves, be kind to ourselves, and respect our needs above the needs of the other. We really need to rethink the idea of romantic love. So many reggaeton songs, so many Latin songs have told us that love is obsession. And it's normal that people are stalking us or harassing us or insulting us when we actually want to go with somebody else. So how can we rethink the idea that we have of romantic love? And for this, I really engage you to look at the books from Alain de Botton, for example, or watch the videos of the School of Life and try to challenge with all your female friends what is thought about love. So your exercise for today and this last day of the last part of the community is to first evaluate your needs in terms of romantic relationship. Do you want one? You don't need to be in one. Do you actually want one? And if so, what kind of relationship do you want? Which type? With which kind of partner? And if you are in one, do you feel that your needs are respected or fulfilled? And if not, why? Can you talk about it with your partner? Or is it actually the moment to step back and think about exiting this situation? And if you can, I would really invite you to create a circle of women on this specific topic. Not so much to talk about men and blame them or criticize them, but more to support each other in rethinking how we act in romantic relationship and what we think that romantic love is. It's the toughest part of this challenge, so I wish you good luck and keep us posted in the comments of these videos on your group, because we definitely need our collective wisdom to go beyond these patterns. Good luck and see you tomorrow for our final day.